Hello there, another episode of Boyce's Bricks and Bits, and today I'm going to be looking at the Black Series FX Darth Revan lightsaber. Yeah, wow. I think the character's absolute quality, and you know what? And just a change of boxes. I haven't done a review on this one either yet, actually, but you know, just the way the packaging has changed from your typical kind of standard. I mean, this is as old as what the the typical master replica were kind of in the 2000s, and it's great, it's lovely, but there's just this new way of packaging. It just makes it look that little bit more special. The graphics on it is awesome. I mean, just Darth Revan sort of just there, and he's got his hilt, and a couple of kind of briefly shows what the functions do with little symbols and that, and just how it opens up. There's a lot of different bits. It's just unclip this and the whole thing kind of flops open. But this is what we're here to talk about today. Do you know what? I absolutely adore it. I think it's wicked. There seems to be some mixed reviews about it, and I think some people complain. I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing I would say, if anything, I would sort of have a bit of a gripe with, is just this little bit of sort of plastic detailing along here, and we will have a closer look at this anyway. But apart from that, I really like it. It's probably one of the most impractical lightsabers I've ever held. It's just not a comfortable grip on it, but as far as what a lightsaber looks like, I think it's pretty awesome. And I think one of the things that people finding with it is that I'm hearing a lot they're putting it in, the blade doesn't stay in properly, and there is a couple of details I want to point people's attention to. And it's when I was looking through this, and I had to kind of look online because I didn't want to twist stuff until I actually saw that is what it meant that I had to do, because you can kind of feel when you actually put this into the hilt, it's a bit spongy. It pushes down a little bit. I shouldn't do that hand motion too often. And it's this bit here. Here's a closer look. And it basically does say, kind of push it in and twist. So if I get this, and you can only put it in one way. So you basically pull these out. There's like a big notch on one side and a little notch on the other. And it just pops in there. Push down, twist. And that's it, the blade is in. Turns on. Turns off. Now, there's a few functions on this which I will get to, but it's you've got this kind of little crystal bit as well, and if you look inside the barrel, here's a picture of the inside the barrel, and if you look at the ends of this, which is it's pretty much exactly the same as the end of the blade, you can see the connecting bits, kind of like it's quite sort of almost semicircled going round a bit, and it's that designed to go in and twist. And once it goes in and twist, it's already part of the way solid. Then of course, to finish it off, you just kind of that goes over the end and just screws on there, so completely to hold it in firm. And do you know what? I think it's lovely. I really do. It's quite nice, this kind of stand you get with it, and we'll have a closer look at that as well, just to kind of have the hilt. I mean, you can obviously have the whole thing balancing with the blade in. You can have the blade out. Depends on how you want to kind of use it. But it is quite decent. I mean, I've got some wall, sort of mounts where my sabers kind of all sit. But it's just nice to have this because I can have it in different places on its own. And it's nice to see there's a whole series coming out of this. I'm really looking forward to the Darth Sidious one. I think it's out actually. It might actually be out already, but my one's ordered for December. Too much money all happening too quickly, so I'm not in a rush for that. And then you got I saw the Ahsoka one, which seems like more from the Mandalorian, coming out next year. I have to say I'd want the money to come down off of that before I even thought about it. It's like the price is creeping up. This was 200, the Sidious is 230, the Ahsoka's 250. I mean, for 250, I want to see an Anakin. Do you know what I mean? I want to see a Darth Vader. I want to see an Anakin, sort of in this kind of series of FX sabers. But generally, and the functioning of this, turns on, turns off. And it's got the green button, which is meant to do like a the sort of the cutting, as if you're sort of like cutting something and it's scraping along. So it's got that. I don't particularly find it's the best all the time with it. With the, I don't know. I've got some custom ones which are really good. Even my Windu one is a bit more sensitive than this, but it just feels like there's a few vroom vrooms there, but nothing. It doesn't work seamlessly as such. So that's my main problem with it. But to change the colour's simple enough, just the red and green together, and it goes from purple to red. And it's kind of the same with the crystal as well, because, you know, I'm assuming it's got the same similar kind of technology as what the blade has. You put it in, turn it on, it's purple, press the two buttons together, changes to the red, and then once you pop it out, it kind of remains, the colour remains for a while. I'm pretty sure it runs out after a while, because it's almost, you know, it's powered up for a brief moment and then it will turn itself off. But yeah, so let me just pop that down. Let's have a little closer look. So having a closer look, this is the crystal as such. I mean, it doesn't go inside the hilt at the same time as the blade, so it is, you know, completely separate usage. But literally this just pops in the same way the blade does. You know, you got the big notch and a little notch, so that will literally just go in, push, twist. This will sit on the top, and then that just screws over that. Now if I turn it on, you see down the barrel, you can see the red colour, and you can see it's now purple. And again, if I take that out, if you can see that in the, it is actually purple at the moment. You know, if I put it back in, press the buttons, it'll turn red, but that will go off after a while. I'm pretty sure it did before. Here's, do you know what? I want you to see the blade changing colour. I mean, let me do a recording and here. This is what it looks like in the dark, changing colour. Okay, so just to sort of see the blade colour in, you know, in the darkness and kind of change from one to the other. So I don't know how good this is on the camera, but that's pretty purple to me. Press both the buttons. Easy transfer to red. Again, easy transfer. It just change. It's such an easy changing function. But you know, when I'm talking about the now, that's that, for example. So that's the Revan. Okay. Now, let me. This is the Windu. So that's the Windu. Great saber, absolutely gorgeous saber, and it works fairly decently. I mean, it doesn't do much more. There's no flash on clash or anything. I do believe the Revan does have flash on clash. Yeah, there it is. But this is a custom now. Let me show you the custom one. I will do a video on this one at a later date, but now with this technology, but you know, as I said before, it is pretty much off, on, It doesn't kind of have that part of the blade. That's the good thing about these more, these toy collector versions. Do you know what I mean? Just the way you kind of like. Vroom. Now that's pretty cool. It does work well. I think the Ahsoka one actually changes 3 colours, which is quite nice. They're definitely sort of trying to take on the custom sabers out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not dueling with this. It's not happening. These Force FX Elite sabers, they are for a bit of cosplay, for show, for display, but they're not for dueling. If you want to duel, get yourself a custom sabers that are designed for dueling, that have blades that could take on a kendo. It's kind of that's what you'd want. But these are literally for the show. It's lovely how the blade ignites, turns off. You don't get that so much with dueling blades. They literally on off kind of thing. But that's generally how it works. And these bits just sit on there. It sits in its stand how you want. But I mean, it's lovely. It really is lovely. I think it's a cool saber. There's parts of it that look a bit toy-y in a sense. I mean, it's a replica of something that doesn't exist as such. I think it's a good job personally. Certainly could be used as a weapon in itself. But apart from that, see, can you does the camera show it? You can see these just look a little cheap to me. That's all it is. But it's detailing at the end of the day. It's a nice saber. I really like it. I really do like it. And as a display piece, I think it's awesome. I did this in the UK is going for 200 quid. A penny short of that. I got mine from Forbidden Planet. I think comes so well boxed. Previously I've got sabers from Zavvi and they've kind of come all busted up because it's literally the box inside a black plastic bag. I hope they do better in the future. Because that's where my Sidious is coming from, and so that's the FX Force Elite, or the Force Elite FX Saber, the Darth Revan from Black Series. I think it's wicked. I like it. Functions. That's the only thing. If you want that vum vum feeling from it, it just, I don't know. I don't know if it's mine. There's something wrong with it, but I'm getting a lot of that. My Dooku's not particularly great on it either, but it's a wonderful looking hilt. But for me, I like it to display in my room. I think it's absolutely perfect. I'm glad to have it, and let's see what the next sabers are like. Let's see if the quality is going to get better and if the technology is going to improve a bit. Anyway, have a nice day.